my name is Irina. I'm an IKEA co-worker and also a natural soap enthusiast. And today I'll be showing you one of my favourite recipes, a salt bar soap made with activated charcoal and peppermint. You can really customise this recipe to make your own natural bar soap, and I really love the idea of knowing what's in my cosmetics, so hopefully today you'll learn something new and make this recipe at home with me. To make this natural bar, you will need salt, olive oil, coconut oil, activated charcoal, castor oil, peppermint essential oil, water and lye. Now lye is the activating agent which is used in all soap making processes. You can't make any soap without lye, so please also use this. Before we start, I'll just go through a few safety measures. This is a really fun process, but it's really important that you do wear some safety equipment whilst making this at home. First of all, you'll need some goggles. This will protect your eyes if anything gets, it splashes out during the process. I'd also recommend you wear some rubber gloves. This is especially important when you mix the lye with the water. A long-sleeved shirt or top, preferably something that you wouldn't want to get ruined. And then finally, a face mask as well. So, let's get started. To mix the lye, you will need a heat-proof glass, a stick to stir it with, and your lye measured out. Always pour the lye on top of the water, not the other way around, as that will cause an explosion. So carefully mix the lye in and slowly but consistently mix it in until the mixture is a nice milky colour. Do this in a well-ventilated room, as there are some fumes that will emit during this process. Once the lye is well mixed, just leave it to rest, and you also want to insert a thermometer in to measure the heat of the mixture. Now we will leave this to rest until we reach a desired temperature of about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Next we will melt some coconut oil until it's nice and runny. And once it's all melted, then just pour it back into the container that you had it with initially. So now we're going to start mixing. First of all, we will start with the oils. So here I have the coconut oil that's been cooled down. Then we're going to mix in the olive oil and the castor oil. I want this to have a really nice mix all together. Next, I'm going to add in some of the activated charcoal. Now, we will have the recipe on the website, but you also don't want to put much more in because it will really get too dark and it will start staining your skin actually. So you only want a few grams of this. Activated charcoal is a really nice ingredient to work with. It's also really great for the skin. It has a nice slight exfoliant to it, and it will be really nice and invigorating in the shower, along with the peppermint essential oil, which I've just added in here as well. So now we've got all the oils and the charcoal and peppermint added in. So now it's time to add in the lye. And here we'll do this gradually. So you want to just start pouring it in and give it a really good mix. Nothing will happen just yet, but we have to work quickly now with the blender to start really getting all the chemical reactions going. And here I'll start kind of pulsing it in a little bit, so it will start thickening up, and you just want it into a very light kind of custard consistency. Slowly starting to thickening up now. And now the last ingredient we'll add in is the salt. Now salt is a really great ingredient for the skin. It's exfoliating, but it's also actually really moisturising. So it will really help to keep that moisture in the shower. It won't dry your skin out, and it will really create a nice hard bar of soap. So now we want to continue pulsing it, and we want it to get to a nice trace. And trace means that the saponification process will really start working. So you'll be able to see a nice line on top, which I'll show you in a minute. So you can see it's starting to thicken up a bit. When you drag the blender on the top, it's starting to form some grooves, but let's pulse it a little bit more. Okay, so now we have a nice consistency. You can see when I add the blender in, they will start kind of making some shapes at the top, and that's what you want. You don't want it too thick and you don't want it too thin. If it starts becoming too thick, then it will be really hard to pour into your mold. So now we will pour it into our mold. Okay, and the last step is you just want it to give it a little shake and a tap just to get the air bubbles out. If you have excess amount like this at the top, you can just use a spatula to move it to the next block as well, to also get a nice smooth top. There we go. And now this needs to rest for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, until it sets and gets completely hard. So after you've unmolded your newly made soap, you want to let it cure for about 4 to 6 weeks in a well-ventilated area. And the result is a really lovely hard bar of soap that you can use in the shower, you can use to wash your hands, and it will keep well over 6 months. Just make sure to drain it properly after each use. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing what your soap looks like.